Hi, brother teacher here. Do you want to live? And if you are a smoker, you may want to consider stopping being a smoker. Smoking cigarettes and tobacco products is dangerous to your health. I am not a smoker. I never have been a smoker in my entire life, and I'm over half a century old. Never considered smoking. Some might say, well, you have an advantage, brother teacher, since you started out in the martial arts at a very young age and you've been focused on that. I believe, personally, as it relates to me, if I had not been in sports or martial arts at all, I still would have not smoked because smoking is a choice. No one makes you go to the store, the grocery store, the convenient mart, and buy a pack of cigarettes. You drive there, walk there, bicycle there, and you ask the person for longs, king size, shorts, whatever it is, a cigar. You ask them for that. So what does that immediately tell you? You have control. So what is it that you don't have control over? Probably your psychological habit. You can let it go if you wanted to, because I know personally many people who have stopped smoking cold turkey. Now, are we all different? Yes, we are. That might work for some and not for others. I think it works for all people because it still boils down to, at the end of the day, choice. I've noticed lately a lot of celebrities, three that I know for a fact, that every time you turn around, you see them in a picture with a cigar in their mouth. Could be because they just won an Oscar, they just bought a new mansion, they just made a new album that went platinum, new TV show. I don't know. But one of those individuals is Jay-Z. Have you ever seen Jay-Z with a big stogie in his mouth? I have. Here recently I've seen Steve Harvey with a gigantic cigar in his mouth. Nick Cannon, I've seen him with a giant cigar in his mouth. Many rappers and celebrities I've seen with cigars in their mouths. But outside of just that, I've seen everyday average Joes with cigars. Now, here's the reality. We are all human beings. Irrespective of what station in life you might find yourself, we're all the same. We're still human beings. Whether you be poor, whether you be middle class, and whether you be wealthy, and everything in between, we're still human beings and we're all subjected to the same ills of life. So cigars, cigarettes, tobacco products contain carcinogens. What a carcinogen is, it is an agent. It is a chemical that causes cancer. Now you might say, because I'm feeling good, or I've been smoking this long, or my father smoked until he was 80 or 90 years old, and I've heard that story before, I'll be okay. And one of the most asinine statements that I've heard said before is that you're going to die of something one day. Is that right? So you want to speed up your death by smoking something that causes cancer. Now, there are people who say, well, if you smoke this particular thing, it doesn't cause cancer because it's natural. But let me tell you something. Let me teach you something 101 about cancer. Your lungs were made to bring in oxygen and put out carbon dioxide. Anything other than oxygen going into your lungs is not a good thing. Inside your nose, you have hairs, and those hairs are filters, and they're called cilia. They filter out all of the things and the bacteria that you find in the air. And unbeknownst to us, they're trapped in the hair, and eventually, excuse the term, snot or boogers are formed. And all it is just mucus combined with the bacteria and the dust in the air, and all of those things that are harmful for our lungs. That's why it doesn't go into our lungs, because that in between That fighter called the cilia in your nose stops it from entering into your lungs and causing infection and possibly death at some point in time. So if your body is built that way, why in the world would you try to bypass your body's defense mechanism and put smoke in your body, inside your lungs that is, that contains carcinogens, cancer-causing agents? It's not good for you. So let me tell you this. The long and short is this. As I forestated, we're all human beings, irrespective of what part of the totem pole you find yourself on from an economical standpoint or status in life. We're still human beings. Rich folks die of cancer, just like poor folks. Rich folks die in car and plane crashes, just like poor folks. Rich folks have likes and dislikes, just like poor folks. Rich folks have to eat and drink water, to survive, just like poor folks. We have all of those things in common. We all have the same body chemistry for the most part. When I say chemistry, I'm talking about bilateral symmetry. We have an arm on both sides, a leg on both sides, two eyes. Ordinary people I'm talking about, of course. So what makes a wealthy person or a rich person think that they're not subject to the laws of nature? So if you're going to put smoke in your body that contains hundreds of chemicals, and it's been scientifically proven that tobacco products contain hundreds of chemicals that are not natural to us. They're foreign bodies to us. So why don't we just keep them out of our bodies? Now, I'm saying this not as a public address announcement. I'm just saying this out of concern to anyone out there. If you want to live as long as you possibly can and be around for not only yourself, doing yourself a favor, but be around for your family, then do yourself a favor. Stop smoking. Now, while I'm on that subject, and I'll be gone, those people many years ago in sporting events, especially football players and baseball players, were really good at this. They used to put chewing tobacco in their mouths. Red Man, Big Red, whatever they called it during the day. And you got Grizzly and you got a Skoal and all of these other ones. I'm not attacking these companies per se, but what I'm telling you is that there is a warning sign. There is a warning label on all of these tobacco products telling you that it could cause cancer or mouth cancer as it relates to the chewing tobacco. So you saw a lot of them switch over to chewing gum or bubble gum after that tobacco, because some people were losing part of their jaw, part of their tongue, because they had developed cancer of the mouth and of the gums from chewing tobacco. So what does that tell you? It's not good for you. This is Brother Teacher, and I'm going to be who I am. But I want you to know that I love you and Yahweh love you. And I hope you take care of yourself, and I hope you think about your future, because your family and you are your future. Be blessed. I'll see you in the next video. So long.